I'm joined now by Sama'a Al-Hamdani, an independent analyst focusing on Yemen policies. Sama'a, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
As we heard, some 20 million people in East Africa and Yemen on the brink of starvation and disease. What happens if UN does not get the funding that it needs?
I mean, it's pretty clear people are dying and people will die. And this is not a small catastrophe. It's going to happen on a mass scale. At the moment, we have reports saying that 1 out of 62 Yemenis has cholera, and that number continues to increase, and people are dying from basic illnesses that were curable and are curable if aid is allowed in. People are dying from diabetes, children are dying from fever, from lack of electricity in hospitals. We also have the famine in huge portions of the country. We have IDPs, internally displaced people that don't have homes, that now, especially in rain season, are dying simply because of floods and they have nowhere to go.
So why do you think the international community, the donors, have been so slow to respond? Is Yemen, for example, a forgotten conflict?
Well, it's not a forgotten conflict as much as I like to think of it as a political card or a way to pressure the Houthis to give up more power to Hadi's government and to Saudi Arabia. Right now, something that is on the table is the reopening of Sana'a airport. Sana'a used to be the capital of Yemen, is still officially the capital of Yemen, even though everything is taking place in Aden right now. It's the temporary official capital of Yemen. Sana'a's airport has been closed for about a year. Now, something that's on the table is reopening that airport and allowing aid to go in through there.
So access is obviously a big part of the equation.
Yes.
Once you get the in, you have to be able to deliver it
Exactly.
to the people who need it the most. And airports are key.
Airports, ports, it's just, how do you, if you have the aid, how do you deliver it to the people who need it most? The city of Taiz, for example, has been living under a siege for a while. And it's really hard to bring in medication or anything else. It's smuggled in most cases. There are sometimes treaties where they allow the medicine in, but it's really hard.
How vulnerable are the children?
Wow, that's probably what is the most terrifying there. Like I said, children are dying from basic illnesses. Fever, for example, sometimes, malnutrition. If a child is born, let's say a month before, or is suffering any kind of illness in their first year of life, they're probably, unfortunately, going to die because hospitals are not equipped to take them in. They're not equipped to keep them alive because electricity isn't running 24/7. The right medicine is not there. The doctors are probably also the right kind of doctors are not, they're scarce. It's hard to find them.
So, Sama'a, let me ask you this. We are still seeing large numbers of refugees fleeing to Yemen despite the cholera problem, despite the civil war, despite the instability. So why are people still going to Yemen?
Because Yemen, to a lot of refugees, is an entry point through which then they can go to other places. For example, what's so sad about Yemen is it's been a country that hosted many refugees, either from Syria, Iraq, Somalia, Djibouti, different parts of the world, really. They were open to the world and they welcomed people in. Now, if you are a citizen from other countries and you go to Yemen, you're able to get visa, you're able to go through Yemen to another place. But Yemenis themselves cannot get visas to be refugees elsewhere legally. So they're kind of like locked. Mm-hmm. I like to think of it kind of as a tuna can that's about to explode with Yemenis who can't flee anywhere. So they're internally displaced, but refugees coming in can pass through, right?
Yeah, and very quickly, can you tell us, you are from Yemen, you have family there. Can you put into context for us, what is the situation there from your family members? What are you hearing from them? Quickly, please.
So I just think that the war, the active warfare in the north of the bombs and everything has been kind of normalized to people.
I think that's sad.
That is very sad, but it is the reality of things. People go on with their lives. I think what's putting pressure on them the most is the lack of jobs, lack of salaries, not being able to afford food or water at a time like this is really what's making everything worse.
It's a very tragic situation all around. Thank you so much, Sama'a Al-Hamdani. We appreciate it.